This is a third-person exploration game where you use the powers of black and white singularities to push and pull your way through an ancient alien civilization, and through the process, you recover your lost memories.
In our game, really, the most fun that you can have is just exploring the world, traversing it. All the swinging you can do, all just getting to explore the alien fractured world we have is just a breathtaking sight and really just brings a lot of wonder and amazement as you're exploring it.
We wanted to play a lot into mystery, like designs to show that she was like not of this alien world, but exploring it and part of a bigger aspect.
And we've certainly gone through different iterations of what we thought this game might become. And that, from my perspective, has been one of the joys of working on this game. We started off with that core idea of black and white singularity, push and pull, and you use that to move. We were like, that's a cool idea. And then from there, we toyed with all of these intricate puzzle mechanics. We toyed around with some more action-based sort of parkour movements. And ultimately, we settled in on this experiential, slow, very atmospheric game. And through each of those iterations, it's been really fun to see how we can reuse things from those previous works, something that might have been a puzzle now, but is now just part of the world and an asset moving in the world to give it life.
Really, I think the thing that stuck out to the team, regardless of the setting, was that we were really interested in fluid movement that feels good. It should just feel good to go around the world, even if you don't have a clear goal or something that you're trying to achieve. I think that's really been the common thread, even as the game has changed so much in the past 4 months or 6 months. I think it comes back to this interesting movement.
Because a lot of these games tend to focus on solving puzzles, or they tend to focus on parkour movement mechanics, and this is different in that you're just focused on kind of being in the moment, mastering your movement throughout the game, but not necessarily trying to overcome a challenge, just trying to be in the moment and explore this world. And I think that's really valuable. I think it's the most unique Guildhall game I've seen, at least. And I think it's really valuable that we were able to bring that to their catalog.
It's mostly the movement that makes our game unique, and the orientation shifts. All of the gravity fields that we've had to work on for you to be able to land on islands in any which orientation. So I think that's probably a fun and unique part of our game.
Balancing both literally, being on different axes. Sometimes you're upside down from the exact place you used to be at, or just being able to see what's the perfect way I can swing through the game is just a breathtaking sight and really just brings a lot of wonder and amazement as you're exploring it.
We're really going for an experience-based style of gameplay. We really want to transport the player to this world we've created and really elicit this kind of wonder-filled exploration. And through that process, it's really hard to describe a feeling that you're trying to create. And so we've really learned the value of playtesting to get this game in front of people, to let them feel that experience. And then from there, we're able to tailor and kind of hone in on what are people responding to, what is it that is sticking about this experience, and how can we make that even better, rather than trying to add other things that aren't really hitting the mark. So I think that's been, from a time constraint, kind of our biggest lesson, is just finding ways to get this in front of people. What do people like? How are we responding to it? And how can we bring that into actionable feedback for the team?
It's been very interesting to have to try and communicate really complicated, abstract sort of ideas and break them down into something that the team can individually understand. It's been very important to have clear conditions of satisfaction for everything that we're trying to make. What does this specifically look like? All right, we have a language system, we have an alien language. What does an alien language look like? We sort of play back and forth with the artists and with what Kirk has to try and come up with a middle ground about everything. What does everyone understand this to be, and what does that look like?
I learned a lot of managing about between other people, and a lot of the things that we can do to mitigate issues.
Constantly reevaluating where your project is and what the best way to move forward is. I think that's the biggest thing I've taken from this process, using it to help the process rather than be inhibited by it.
This is our one opportunity to work in a team. All of our other work here is individual, and realizing how it's so much more difficult to make things work when there's 23 moving pieces, probably even more.
People and teams work and communicate in different ways, so really I found that we need to be adaptable to that and fit our communication to whatever the team needs.
In a team of this size, we have to realize that there are certain people making certain decisions, and we are here to support the vision of that game and those decisions.
Different teams like to work differently. The artists tend to like to work in a big group, and they all kind of bring their ideas together and sort of push in one direction. Meanwhile, the level designers are very good at kind of just being given tasks and being given less clear ideas of what to do, and they just kind of run with whatever it is, and then we check in later and we go, that kind of works, this kind of doesn't, let's kind of meet in the middle there. It's been a big process of collaboration the whole time.
It's been a great experience, honestly. All the lessons learned, all the experience gained, I mean, all worth it 100%.
I think what we settled on is a really cool and unique game from a Guildhall perspective and unique to the market, which is something that I think we are really proud of and the rest of the team as well.